Welcome to I Was Witch Part 2. And I just want to make some comments on some of the things I said. The enemy has had eons of perfecting his methods of deception. We have a very finite lifespan. So we're not here for hundreds of years or thousands of years like the enemy has been. He's had thousands of years. Excuse me, I'm trying to get comfortable here. He's had thousands of years to perfect how he traps us, how he derails us. His tricks and his deceptions have been perfected. He lays traps for us as children. He starts there. Sometimes it's before we're even born, before our parents even know they're going to have us. A lot of it starts, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get ahead of myself here. A lot of it starts in our bloodline. And that's why generational and bloodline curses have to be broken in our lives. And I have broken many in my bloodline over my life and over my children and my grandchildren. I have encountered many generational demons in my life, in my family's lives. I can see the fingerprints all over. And the Lord shows me how to break those things. And so I do. When He shows me something new, I take care of it then. I don't wait till later. I take care of it then. So in the previous video, I was talking about how this started out with a TV show called ISIS, and how that intrigued me and made me want to be like this superwoman that would turn into ISIS. You can Google that name, and you can see the history of that name and who she is and what she's over. And she is a little G God. She is real. She is not just mythology. She is real. But she is not the one true living God. She has no part in the one true living God other than He created her. Okay, so if I get something wrong in this, understand I am not perfect, and I am not any kind of a expert on anything. Nothing. Not even my own life, because I'm still learning about that. So anyway, yesterday I came across a situation where someone I loved, that's a child, she's very close to my heart. I love her very much, and I protect her. I protect all the children in my life that I love. And she had come up with, or she's come into a situation where she has a teacher that is very much into Harry Potter. She loves it. She inducted them into the House of Hufflepuff. Everything in the classroom is Harry Potter. And us as adults tend to write this stuff off as fantasy fiction. None of it's real, but it is a trap, not only for our children, but for them as they grow up, and for adults that get wrapped up in this. It will lead them into a life of supernatural that does not involve God. We humans have a heart to search after the supernatural. Otherwise, these ghost hunting shows would not be so popular. These paranormal movies would have no audience. We seek after the supernatural because we are supernatural beings. We're made by the supernatural. And so we desire to get back to that. And the enemy knows this. And he will lay traps for us throughout the bloodlines, all the way to our childhood, and that's where he starts introducing us to supernatural outside of God. And he lays these traps very, very slyly. And we're looking at this stuff as adults, and we're writing it off as innocent, clean, and those things are important when you are trying to monitor what your child is watching. But you have to absolutely inspect things for the supernatural elements. There are channels that are dedicated to showing children magic, the supernatural, superheroes that get their powers from the supernatural. And these things are traps for them when they get older, because it starts the path of introduction. It opens the way for the invitation to walk away from God and seek the supernatural through other means. And any other mean of the supernatural outside of God is straight from the enemy. It is to destroy us. It is to kill us, steal from us, and to destroy us. Steal, kill, and destroy. Yes, that's the enemy's job. And he takes it serious. And he's had lots and lots of time to perfect it. And he has employed other humans to implement it. So we have to be careful what our children are watching. Not just for the sexual content, or for the language, or for the violence, but for the supernatural too. And this could come in the forms of symbols that are used, and topics that the characters talk about, the words that they say. Okay, so let's jump from that to shows for adults. The trap is laid as a child through TV, through videos. So as we become adults, we're watching these movies. We're watching regular TV shows. And if you will take notice, there are lots and lots of these shows that, even though sometimes they are just like the TV shows, they're just normal, run-of-the-mill shows. There's nothing supernatural about them. But they'll have one episode, a Halloween episode, most of the time, that it will be a supernatural happening, and you will get some sort of chant. Now, a lot of us like the supernatural shows. But when they go to chanting, know this. This is not just gibberish. This is not just something the writer made up. This is real. They are putting real spells on you, and it's coming through your TV. And you are letting it come into your home to affect your entire family. There are some shows that I watch that they try to do this. I immediately mute it. As soon as I know what's happening, I mute it. And they have gotten wise to that. And it'll just come out of the blue. And it'll be over before I even have a chance to grab the remote. So I'm very careful about what I allow to come through the TV. 9 times out of 10, I am watching something that is absolutely benign. Just something to let my mind relax and rest. But there have been things that the Lord has led me to. And I come across these things. And yes, the Lord led me to them to teach me something. He didn't lead me to to the chants and to the spells and to the hexes and the curses that are being spoken. What he led me to was to warn people about these things, that they are in these things that we are seeing and hearing in the movies and on TV shows, they are not pretend. They are real. Be vigilant about what you are allowing into your home through your TVs, through your phones, through your computers, whatever you're watching videos or movies on. Be vigilant. Okay? So let's go to how I handled that thing with this child that I love. I told her the truth. I shocked her. I wasn't trying to shock her. But there were things about me she didn't know. She didn't know that I had been a witch. And I told her the reality of what this is, of what Harry Potter is, of what anything that we watch that involves witchcraft is, and the trap that it lays for us. And she's bright enough to understand what I'm saying. She didn't like it, but I have to be honest with her. I have to be honest with all the children I love, that they will absolutely create a situation later on in life that they're not going to want to deal with if they're not careful to not take these things into themselves. About a month ago, I had to burst the bubble of one of my babies, and I hated doing that because she was hurting. And she was wishing that she had a genie lamp so that she could change things. She was going through a hard time. And I said, baby, genie lamps are not real. Her words to me. But I've seen them in videos. I said, I know, baby. But it's a lie. There are no genie lamps. There's no magic that can fix things. But we have a God that can fix everything and make it right. So if you've got something you want fixed in your life, if you've got something that is hurting your heart and upsetting you, you can absolutely talk to Jesus. And he's the only one that can fix it. And he will, because he loves you. I hated to see the disappointment when I told her they weren't real. I hated it. But when I told her she could talk to Jesus about anything that she's feeling or going through, and that he cared, and that he would help her through it, she understood that I was telling her the truth. And I am building a foundation with them that they know that Grandma's going to tell them the truth. And I apologized to her. I said, baby, I'm sorry that you believe those things were real. And I had to tell you that they weren't. But Grandma's not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to protect you as best as I can, as best as the Lord will help me to protect you. So we have to protect the younger generations. We have to pray for them. We have to cover them in prayer. And we can pray now for prayers that cover the rest of their lives. We don't have to wait till they're 30 to pray for them during that time. We can begin now while they're still children. And we can cover them in prayer. The enemy absolutely uses trauma in our childhood to make us make decisions later on that are terrible. A lot of us react out of trauma. And we never examine it. We never let God heal it. We don't forgive. We hang on to that hurt. And we have to let those things go. And we have to be able to let God heal the wounds that we received as children, even as adults. We have to turn it loose. Forgive those that done it. And it don't matter what it is. And I'm sorry for that. But we have to forgive. He doesn't say we have to forget and allow access back into our lives just because we have forgiven. But we have to forgive, because if we don't, there's no forgiveness for us. And I'm not going to say it's an easy process, because it ain't. Just like I won't lie to my grandchildren, I will not lie to you either. We have to forgive. And sometimes the hardest one to forgive is ourselves for making dumb decisions, for reacting out of trauma when the person that we're reacting on didn't deserve it. But we can forgive, and we can keep our boundaries up to not allow that to come back into our lives. But you can treat people with love without allowing them access. And yes, all this has to do with witchcraft. All of it. Because we are in a time of deception. And anything that is manipulation or rebellion is witchcraft. The word says that rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Manipulation is absolutely witchcraft. And we have to reject it. We don't manipulate others. We don't allow ourselves to be manipulated. Because the enemy absolutely came to me when I was the most hurt, when I was the most destroyed, and brought me into witchcraft, which led me down a terrible road that has taken years to begin to even heal from those moments of trauma. Because it led me into more trauma. It opened that door. But God can set us free if we let Him, if we'll forgive. Forgiveness releases us. It doesn't release them from their responsibility of repenting and confronting this thing with God. It releases us from it sitting in our soul, in our spirit, tormenting us, being replayed over and over in our heads. They don't deserve that kind of time in our minds and in our hearts. As children of God, we deserve healing, love, and mercy. And to get that, we have to forgive, or there's no forgiveness for us. Bitterness is a terrible thing, and it stems from unforgiveness. there is a spirit of bitterness that follows family lines, and I've seen it. I've been witness to it in many people. God has helped me to help others get it broken out of their lives and help them change their language so that they're not speaking it. Because when you speak it, you feed it. So I'm going to wrap this on up, and I hope you watched the first video and like, subscribe, comment. I'm here. I will answer. You can ask a question. You can just make a comment. Or just tell me where you're watching from. That'd be great. But please do subscribe. And we've got more videos coming on the deception that we're under right now and the coming deception. So stay tuned and hit that bell to get all the updates of when I do post. And we'll see where the Lord takes us. Y'all have a great day.